Nuuly, the luxury fashion clothing rental service that all the fashion girlies are talking about. But is it really worth all the hype it's getting? We're here to investigate. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Kayla and today I'm taking you guys along with me on the journey of testing out Nuuly. I actually subscribed to the service for 3 months because I felt like the best way to give it like a fair shake was to let myself get used to it a little bit, see sort of the recycling of collections. So I started the subscription in April and I ended it in June. So I was able to see some of the stuff in their spring collections and also some of the stuff in the summer collections. Just a quick disclaimer so you know that I'm being completely transparent as we go into this video. There is no sponsorship attached to this video at all. I paid for the subscription with my own money. So you can rest assured that all of the opinions you'll be hearing are my truest thoughts. Before we jump into the video, I just want to remind you to go down below and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It is totally free and I'll let you know when I upload new videos. I upload fashion related content, everything from aesthetic explorations to thrifting videos to things like this, trying out new fashion related services and trends, things like that, so that you don't have to. Okay, now without further ado, let's jump right on in. So Nuuly, what exactly is it? It's a luxury fashion clothing rental service. So basically it is kind of, honestly, the interface is very much like ThredUp, except in this case, instead of buying secondhand clothes, you're buying what I'm calling retired luxury items, or I guess some of them aren't luxury, but like for sure at a higher price point. On the site, you can find a ton of brands like designers like Selkie or Mason Armory. You can also find kind of those high-end stores like Reformation and Anthropologie, things like that. For the most part, I think what they have on the site are pieces that the brands are no longer selling. I should mention that this is a monthly subscription, so you pay $100 each month to rent 6 items. You can add additional items as well, it's just for an additional fee. Another thing to keep in mind is that you can cancel or pause it at any time, similar to Fabletics. If you've ever used their subscription service before, you can just pause it if you don't want to do it. If you're going to use the service, also look for promo codes. The 20 Whatever podcast I know has a promo code, and I actually used it for my first month. It's $20 off, which who doesn't love saving money? So I'll leave their promo code up here if you guys decide at the end of this video that you think it's worth trying out. So now that you have a better idea of what Nuuly is, I'm going to take you guys along with me on my ordering process. In month 1, I ordered on my computer. On month 2, I ordered using the app so that you can get a better idea of sort of which ordering process is easier. Spoiler alert, it's the app. And also I'm going to be showing you guys all the pieces that I've ordered, as well as showing you guys, 1, me trying them on, and 2, letting you know how often I actually wore them each month. So let's dive into month 1. Alright guys, so I have Nuuly pulled up. So the first thing that it asks me is to choose my sizes. So there's petite, standard, and plus. I'm going to pick its standard size, and I'm a size 10. So it says we carry hundreds of brands and sizes vary. Choose a range of sizes. So I'm pretty much like a true 10, but I'm going to go with a 12. I'm also going to pick an 8 just in case. Okay, when's my birthday? Okay, so it does ask you for your height and weight and your bra size. I guess at my bra size. Oh my gosh, okay, now I have to pick my body type. I think I have an hourglass figure. Okay, now it's time to fill in your Nuuly. So choose your first 6 styles right now, and we have 19,000 plus options for getting creative with what to wear every single day. Okay, so they did just release a spring drop and it looks very enticing. So I think we can explore this. I have not looked at this website at all ahead of time. Maybe I should have. So we have 6 items that we can pick. So I want to give this like a fair shake. So I think what I want to do is get a casual outfit, a work outfit, and then maybe some like an accessory or so. So I would like to do like a full outfit for work. So if I could do like pants, top, maybe a jacket. Then I would like to do like a dress or a skirt and shirt combo for the casual outfit, and then just like whatever accessory I'm thinking. So with that in mind, let's dive in. Okay, I don't have any weddings to go to, and a lot of these feel kind of like wedding-esque type things. This would be so freaking fun to wear to work. Ooh, I love this. Okay, they have it available in a medium. So I'm gonna save the skirt to my closet as an option. Oh, I love this little white dress. Look at that bow on the back. That's very cute. Okay, we're gonna save that. Because if I could save things. I want to like get adventurous, maybe try some things that I might not necessarily try, like these lavender trousers. Those look cool. This is a really cute set. I'm so hesitant about shorts. Okay, now this is like something that I think is so cool. The printed linen puff sleeve dress here. What is it? Cutout dress. Cutout. Where are the cutouts? Are they on the side? See, I don't think I could wear that to work. This slip skirt is really pretty. I'm gonna add that to my cart, or to my saved folder. I really like this Genevieve crop top with the toile print. I'm a huge fan of toile print. Sporty trim tweed jacket. I like this a lot. I've been dying to try out a tweed set. Fits a little small, so I think a 10 is great. So now I need the skirt. Sporty tweed, trim tweed skirt. I don't know, do they not have the whole set? Now that kind of sucks. Damn, that sucks. Nevertheless, we persist. Okay, so I'm actually gonna do this a different way because I think if I scroll this way, I'm gonna be here forever. 38 pages of dresses. This is really a labor of love. You gotta like really be dedicated to going through these. Okay, so here are the 6 items I selected. This didn't quite go how I was expecting, but I think these are cool. So at first we have this really cool gingham dress. Then I decided to go with the entire outfit that was modeled here. So I did this skirt with this top. I couldn't find a top I liked for these pants, but I have a couple of tops already that I own that I think will look really cool with these. So we're gonna go with these pants. So we're trying out a silky dress for the first time ever. The cottage puff dress. I think this is gonna be really short. So I'm a little nervous. I wish I had long sizes. I would have ordered that. And then this one, which I'm really excited about. This is a green and cream toile print with a tie strap, which I love. So my Nuuly order arrived. It's 2 days later. It's Friday and this has already arrived, which is wild. I was really expecting it to take a lot longer than 2 days. So it's really cool. It comes in like this fabric bag and then all of the pieces are inside. So let's open it up. Here is the bag with all the goods. Here's the selfie dress. I'm so excited about this. Oh my gosh. Essentially guys, it's just like all rolled and packed in here. All the pieces. Ooh, this is gold. I didn't realize it was gold in the picture. So yeah, anyway, these are all the pieces. I'm gonna readjust you so that you can actually see the pieces in full. But I wanted you to see like what it all looked like packed up in here. Oh, and it comes with the return label. So I can like ship everything back to them. So I guess I would just switch the one out on the front. Okay, up first, as I said, we have the selkie dress. It is as short as I was expecting. I have heard from everybody and their mother that these dresses are really short. It's really, really freaking short. So we'll see how this goes. I'm glad that I rented one of these instead of buying one, but I'm excited to see how this fits because then in the future, if I decide I want to buy a selkie dress, at least I have like a point of reference for their sizing. Also, this print is gorgeous. Cannot wait to try this out. A lot of my complaints are subjective, but I do have a couple of technical complaints. So first and foremost, I think that this fabric, the print is stunning. It's a siren print and it's really, really cute. I also think like the fabric itself is quite soft, and I think that a really cool added detail is that the crinoline layer underneath, or like the slip layers underneath, also have that same print on it. So when you like spin, or if the outer layer peeks out, it still matches the rest of the dress, which I think is a really great attention to detail moment. Now, that said, I don't love the shape on me. It is definitely like a baby doll shape. This is the classic selkie dress. I think that some of their longer dresses would suit me better. It's also insanely short, like really, really short. A little bit too short for my comfort level. Again, these two things are subjective. Objective issues that I have is whatever thread they used, I'm thinking they must have used like plastic thread. It's incredibly irritating against my skin. So I'm thinking they must not have used like a high quality silk thread, but instead like some sort of plastic thread. It's really, really uncomfortable. Secondly, there is a seam right down the center, like literally dead center. Now, I get it, it is a 4-paneled dress, but as a sewist myself, if I have a pattern that calls for a seam down the center, I typically shift things over. I will do 6 panels instead. A center seam down the back, totally fine. A center seam in the front, unhinged behavior. I don't know if this is the result of trying to cut costs and fabric, which is possible, or the result of mass production. These dresses have become sort of mass produced as they've grown in popularity. Yeah, that bothers me a lot. It's not my favorite thing in the world that is there. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that I rented it because it's the way that I would never get the use that this dress is $300 retail, $295 to be exact. I would never get the wear out of it that is necessary for me to buy a nearly $300 dress. But anyway, it's cute, but like, just not it for me. This is the green and cream toile print dress. I actually was dying to see what the toile print was of because it was hard to see in person. It kind of looks like South Carolina. Like a mix of like colonial homes and palm trees and beach scenes. This is from the brand Kavari. This is a US 8, which is not what I ordered. So that's fun, but I actually think this will be fine. It should fit totally fine. Okay, this one's funny because when I first tried it on, I didn't really like it. But now that I'm trying it on today, after I've ironed it, I kind of love it. I'm a big fan of a toile print. That is what this type of print is called. The kind of print where it's like one color contrasting off of another and it is depicting some sort of scene. So it's a cream color and then it has like the sagey green color toile print. These little straps with the massive bows that I tied in them I think are really, really cute. One thing to note about this service is everything comes hella wrinkly. So it's definitely the kind of thing where you need to have an iron or a steamer on hand. Another thing to note is that this was in letter sizes, small, medium, large. I picked medium because I am a size medium. This is a size 8. It fits, which is good, but had this been something where there wasn't like stretch, it might not have. As I go into the next couple of months ordering, I'll definitely need to make sure to double check to see if like the actual garment is in number or letter sizes, and if it's in number sizes but they're advertising it as letter sizes, I need to make sure to double check to see which measurements are correct. Okay, so after consulting my phone, we're absolutely not buying this dress. First of all, it is originally $350. Nuuly is selling it for $108, so if I decided to buy it, it would cost me $108. Personally, I like the dress. I don't love it enough to buy it for $108. Okay, and then I guess we'll do the last dress, which is this one here. This one I'm really excited about just for like life in general. This one's in a size UK 14 as well. It just says 14 and now I'm like, what's happening here? Because if it's a US 14, it's gonna be too big, but we shall see. So this one has like the cold shoulder, which I know is a divisive silhouette, but I thought it was kind of cool, a little grungy, a little alternative, you know? Okay, here's the next dress. I think if styled correctly, this has the potential to look really cool and grunge, and like maybe I could do like something with layering or something along those lines. I think that you can do some fun things with this. Like what if I did like an underbust corset or something, or I have like this denim sort of like corset top situation. Like what if I threw this on over top to see like if layering did something interesting. I don't mind it. It does look a little bit like a nightgown, but I don't know. It's kind of like it cottagecore goes grunge. It's like easy breezy, loose. I think I could have sized down and maybe that's what he was picking up on, but generally speaking, I think it's kind of fun. This dress is originally $185 and Nuuly is selling it for $103. So if I decided to buy it, it would be $103. I'm definitely not going to be buying this one. It's visibly worn, like the material you can tell has been washed many times. That's something to keep in mind as well. It's actual genuine flannel. I do think that it is going to be a lot of fun to style. Okay, then we have these pants here. I'm really excited about these. There is no stretch, so we'll see how this one goes. This is in UK 14, US 10 from Anthropologie. I think like one other thing from Anthro, and it fits like big, so we'll see how this one fits. I think this one might be a little tight, but they look really pretty. They look like they're gonna be super, super cute, so I'm excited to try these on. Just like a nice pair of black and white spotted trousers. And I got this sweater, and this is also from Anthropologie in a size medium, and I just thought that the sleeves are really pretty. It's like a nice little sort of puffy shoulder. It's a little bit of a V-neck. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how everything goes. This is a great outfit, and both of these pieces are great basics. I could do some fun pattern mixing, or even pair like my pink button-up shirt with these pants to create a really statement outfit for work. I can also just wear them on a Saturday. They were originally $148, and Nuuly is selling them for $81.40. The sweater is the same. I can pair this with skirts and with other trousers that I have. My green ones I think would look really cute with this, or I can again just wear it on like a random Saturday. So just great versatile basic pieces that are really comfortable and fit really well. This sweater is also from Anthropologie, originally $98, and they are selling it for $70.57, or 56 cents, excuse me. Now, I did not realize this was gold. I thought this was like not metallic. I thought it was cream, but this is like metallic. This is in a medium. It's from the Maeve brand by Anthropologie. And admittedly, the skirt is kind of a flop, but on my part, I did not realize that this is like a metallic shimmery gold. So I'm not really sure what the occasion is for this. This would be such a cute holiday outfit though. Like, I do in fact feel like a holiday Barbie. I think I have a holiday Barbie that looks like this. Like in a dress that looks really similar to this. If I can find a picture, I'm gonna pop it up on the screen. But I do think that both of these pieces are really cute. Okay, so I think this is a half circle skirt. It is really lovely. It fits really well. It has pockets, which is such a dream. It's cute. It's a very cute skirt. I just like don't know what the occasion is. Welcome to the month one summary. The first month of trying Nuuly was definitely a weird one. I was definitely overwhelmed by the amount of stuff on the website. I think I mentioned there was 19,000 styles and more. I do find that to be a bit overwhelming, because how in the world do you find what you want? I definitely figured out processes that worked better for me as I went along, but in the first month I was kind of just like winging it, and it was difficult to find things that I really loved. I ended up really loving two of the items in the box, the polka dotted pants and the black sweater, and actually I ended up buying the polka dotted pants. I got them for a discounted price because when you rent from Nuuly, they offer you a discount if you decide to purchase any of the items, and I will say it was for sure more than I would normally pay for a pair of pants, but I did end up buying them for $80. The retail price was $150, and they were from Anthropologie. I absolutely love those pants. I've never gotten more compliments on them. They're incredibly comfortable. They fit really well. They're also black and white, so they're really versatile. They're great basics to have in my wardrobe. So I don't regret buying them. I love them and I wear them all the time. I specifically bought them at the time I was working my corporate job, which I'm no longer doing, and they are just perfect for a corporate environment, but then really easy to transition outside of a corporate job. You can style them in so many fun ways. I also really loved, like I said, the Sweetheart black sweater, also from Anthropologie. I considered purchasing it, but it was just more expensive than I felt like was worth it. Plus, I did have a little bit of an annoying time getting the shoulders to stay on. The shirt would always kind of fall off the shoulder, which I thought was beautiful, but not practical for my lifestyle at the time, which included me working in a corporate setting 5 days a week. I also liked the Kavari dress that I rented, the Chloe tie strap dress with the green and cream toile. I thought it was really beautiful. I actually didn't end up wearing the other three pieces at all. So the gold and black checkered skirt, I do feel like Nuuly needed to have a better description for that skirt. It needed to say that it was metallic in the description. For me, it just felt very much like an occasion skirt. I didn't have any occasions. The silky dress had so very many problems, and I'm actually really grateful that I had the opportunity to try a silky dress. I think having a service like Nuuly makes it a little bit more convenient. Like, I didn't have to buy a $300 silky dress that I ended up hating. The last item was the Ren Cold shoulder dress, and I had really mixed feelings about it. When I first tried it on, it was like, ooh, I think I hate this. And then I was like, oh, it's like a little bit of like grunge, maybe Goblin Core-esque. Like, I bet you I can make this cute and work and blah, blah, blah. And then I just like couldn't. I tried to style it a few times and I just couldn't find a way that I liked it. So I ended up actually not wearing it. It was really comfortable. The fabric was quite worn, which kind of sucked. It was like pilling in some areas, and I think it's largely because it's made of like a flannel material, you know, like that kind of flannel shirt material, and it just felt like it had been worn out a little bit, so that definitely was not ideal. But yeah, overall there were 2 items I really liked, 1 I kind of liked, and 3 I did not wear at all. Moving into month 2, I think I ordered better. This time I kind of went in with a very firm idea of what I wanted. I found it was easier for me to look up specific garment types, a long skirt, if I wanted floral prints, if I wanted a specific color. Again, not to continually compare it to ThredUp, but to compare it to ThredUp, the more filters, the easier it is to use. So really utilize those filters is what I learned in the 2nd month. I used the app this time and I did find it to be a lot easier to order using the app as well. In month 2, I also utilized their collections a little bit more and played more by just skimming through sort of their new summer releases, which is actually I think where most of the pieces I ended up ordering came from. Okay guys, we're gonna be hyper realistic for a second and ignore the mess in the background. I've been sick with COVID and unfortunately it is lingering. I actually ended up in the ER, and I would be lying if I said this didn't impact this video. I really did not get a chance to wear very much from this month's Nuuly box, because I was like pretty much down and out for 2 weeks, and then these past 2 weeks I've just like still been recovering. My month 2 update is kind of skewed because I only wore 2 of the 6 items. I especially liked this skirt here. I really love this skirt, and if I hadn't just quit my job, I might have considered buying this skirt, but I literally cannot afford to at the moment. So anyway, this was definitely my favorite piece from the box. I also really liked this dress. This dress is so pretty, and I actually think I want to try to make a version of this. It's just a sheer top dress with layers and whatnot. It's about $200 retail, something along that line. For me, it's not worth it. This is like definitely something I could make, or I could find a cheaper version of. This skirt is also something I could very easily make if I wanted to, but I do think that it is just so beautiful. My one gripe with it is the zipper actually. I don't think it was installed super well, and it kind of puckers a bit, which does suck. So when it's on, you can kind of see the ridging of the zipper, but overall I think that these are my 2 favorite pieces from this month's box. Okay, so this is perhaps the most frustrating of the bunch. I think this dress is beautiful. I feel so pretty in it. But what the heck is this? What is this? Why is it doing that? So I had both my parents look at it, and we've come to the conclusion we think it was sewn wrong. It is definitely rolling under, and it looks like the shell is actually longer than the lining. It looks like there's a tiny rip in here. So I don't know if maybe the person who rented this before me ripped the dress and then Nuuly tried to fix it, and in the pursuit of fixing it, they didn't do it correctly. A speculation. But if this dress was not doing that, oh my gosh, it's stunning. I mean, look at how pretty it is. Okay, so I ironed it and it's a little better. It's definitely still gaping a little bit, which is annoying. I don't know if this is like an anthropology problem or a Nuuly problem. Obviously, I can't know, but one thing that my dad noticed actually, I was showing him the dress and we were trying to figure out a solution for the weird puckering. There is a button missing. This button right here just is not there. So clearly like quality control could be a little bit better. Okay, this is definitely, I wouldn't wear these two. I mean, maybe I would. Like pairing this skirt with this top kind of makes it feel a little bit more casual. This skirt is really pretty. However, this skirt feels kind of fancy. Like you would wear it to an event, or you can go like really cottagecore with it. I just didn't really have anything that like worked super well. Also, again, in regards to quality control, there is 1, 2, 3 loose threads. 4 loose threads that, like, if that caught on something, it would make a major run in the skirt. So just, again, something to bear in mind about the quality of it all. But I do think the skirt is really pretty. I think that the design's really cool. So you have like this sheer floral pattern over top of this lace material, and you can kind of see the trim of the lace at the bottom. I think it's really pretty. Ooh, by the end of this, I'm gonna be a drowned rat. Okay, the next couple of pieces, I'm gonna put on this top, but fair warning, this skirt does not fit really. It is a bit too tight. It is from Selkie. That's so funny. Of course it is. I didn't realize that when I bought it. I don't love it. I don't think I really like Selkie brand things. I think like this is the second item I've tried. The fabric is not my favorite. Let's try it. Okay, so here's this look. Obviously the skirt would need to be ironed if I was gonna be wearing it, but it is tight. Like, I'm not sure I could actually sit down. I would need to for sure size up. If I realized this was Selkie, I probably would have sized up. I just didn't realize when I ordered it. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I keep trying little like tennis skirts like this and I just never like them, so I'm not sure why I keep trying them. Yeah, but this top I think is really cute. I like the color. I like this big dramatic bow. I wish it was like a bit more structured so that it like actually sat as like a big puffy bow instead of like a floppy one. But I still think it's really pretty. I think it's cute. I think you could totally dress this down with like jeans. I think these 2 items are a win. I think actually this is like, the sizing is my fault. I should have sized up in this skirt. And I mean, there's no complaints about the skirt. I mean the shirt, it fits perfectly. And I think it's cute. Again, I just like wish this was a bit more structured, but that's more of like preference. So in this month, I really liked 4 of the items that I rented. Now, I did not end up buying anything else from here on out, mostly because everything is so expensive. So my personal favorite items from this month were the Mason Armory skirt, which I loved. I basically posted about all of the items I was loving on Instagram and TikTok over the 3 months, so you may or may not have seen a lot of them already. This Mason Armory skirt is one of my absolute favorites, and if I had the extra money, I probably really would have bought it. It was in great condition and it was just beautiful. I also really liked the Wild Side midi dress from Jen's Pirate Booty. One dress that I was so disappointed about was the ruffled eyelet dress from Anthropologie. I think it is stunning. It is the perfect like picnic, cottagecore, soft girl, summery fruit dress I've ever seen. It's gingham, it's fruit, it's got ruffles and eyelets and just so beautiful. However, this dress had major issues. This was really disappointing because 1, this is a really expensive dress, and 2, I paid $100 to rent these 6 items. I expect for them to at least have quality control. The 4th item that I really liked in this box was the bow front top. I thought it was really pretty. I got to style it at least once throughout the month that I had it, and it was nice. I had really no complaints. This was in great condition. It fit really well. It looked exactly as advertised. I liked it a lot. I unintentionally ordered another Selkie item. It was the Love Note skirt, which is basically just a white pleated tennis skirt. It did not fit. I could not get it on to save my life. It was just so uncomfortable. Like, I could close it, but then I could never sit down. And then I also got the Antoinette floral skirt, which is from the brand Hansel and Gretel, which I thought was really pretty. I gave it 4 stars though, because it had so very many loose threads. Obviously these are lightly worn pieces, other people are wearing them. I just hate to think that they're sending out pieces that are damaged. That to me doesn't feel, I don't know, that doesn't feel good. Then month 3, I think by the 3rd month I had figured out the ordering process. This time I was searching for specific brands, specific colors and styles, things that I wanted, ruffles, length, puff sleeves, v-neck, all the things, boning, corsets, that kind of stuff. I was like very specific in my ordering in month 3, and I think that made all the difference because I do think that month 3 was my best ordering bar none. So today I have to return my last Nuuly box, and I have to say, this month was the best by far. I don't know, a lot of this relies very heavily on the user. Like, you definitely have to go in with the purpose. I wore all but one of them, and the only reason I didn't wear the last one is because I was gonna wear it to a wedding and then the wedding got postponed. So let me show you what I got. Okay, up first we have this gorgeous number. Guys, I did like a fantasy self-portrait shoot in this dress, and I posted some pictures on my Instagram, TikTok, and then also a couple of them here on the community page. I'm obsessed with how they turned out. Those pictures made me so happy, and therefore I'm really glad that I rented this dress. Now this dress, hold your butts people, retails for $299. I don't know when I would wear this in real life outside of like doing fantasy shoots or on a day where I'm feeling like particularly fantastical and I really want to get all dressed up in like whimsy, which happens from time to time, but not enough for me to justify a $300 dress. So this is one of those instances where I feel like Nuuly makes so much sense. I'm so grateful that I was able to even try a dress like this out. It was perfect for the shoot that I was putting together. I did like a fairy princess elf kind of vibe, pointy eared fairies, you know? Okay, up next we have this dress, which I don't think it's supposed to be a beach cover up. It like wasn't marketed that way, but it definitely feels more like a beach cover up. So obviously this has a fruit print on it, which is really popular for summer. Like the girlies go feral for fruit prints in summer, and I get it, it is cute. It's definitely not like my go-to summer print, but I do think it's cute. I think this is a really pretty dress. It just like wasn't my favorite fit. This is from the brand Scotch and Soda. It's made in Amsterdam. So these are in European sizes. So it's in a size 36, which is equivalent to the size medium on the Nuuly chart. This baby is also really expensive. That's the thing about Nuuly, like you're basically just renting really expensive things and you get to rent a bunch of really expensive things for $100. So this was $220. Okay, now that I put this dress back on, I'm realizing it just like doesn't fit. This needs to look like that, and then we'd be in business. But because you can't adjust the straps, you can't really do that, but it's like just simply too big on the top. Okay, up next I have two pieces that I actually like pretty much wore together. I did wear this shirt twice. I wore it once like without the pants, but then I also wore them together. For some reason these pants smell like paint thinner. Not sure what's happening there. The whole box smelled like paint thinner when I opened it, so maybe it's like something they use in the dye. But these pants are, we'll start with the pants. They are from the Maeve brand from Anthropologie. They're in a size medium. Now, I thought these were fine. Everybody else seemed to like them more than I did. I don't think I really like pleats like this. They just felt like really baggy, and I'm a short gal, and so I don't always know that like really baggy things make sense on me. They kind of just make me look shorter, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like not exactly the look that I'm going for most of the time. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I like them or not, but I can give them one thing. They are comfortable. They're kind of like that crinkly cotton material, so they are actually 80% cotton and then 20% lyocell. I paired them with, I specifically ordered these two items together. I paired them with this little crop top here. I've been really liking the whole bandana shirt trend, which is one of those trends that kind of like circles back around every summer. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, adorable, have to try it. So I decided to pick this one out. It's just pink and it has like this really cute bandana sort of pattern. It also is kind of asymmetrical, and I love asymmetry in fashion, so I was excited to try that out. This time around I actually ordered a bunch of stuff from Anthropologie without even realizing it. So this jumpsuit, also stunning. This thing is gorgeous, and if I have the extra money I might consider buying it. I really love this jumpsuit, and it's something I can see myself wearing all summer long. So this is just, like I said, a white jumpsuit. Again, it has wide legs. I guess I was at a wide leg kick, but for some reason with these I don't mind it so much. Really pretty. It fit really well, and because it's strapless you really are depending on this tie in the front to make sure everything stays up and in place. I did not end up having any issues with that. It fit perfectly, honestly. My biggest complaint about this and the other jumpsuit is the zippers. I don't know what zippers Anthropologie is using. They're using invisible zippers. I do know what zippers they're using, but they are hard to get closed. especially the other one, I don't think we ever once successfully got it up. And at one point it was me, my mom, and my dad all trying to get the zipper up, and it just like kept getting stuck because of the construction of the garment. There was just like, the fabric kept rolling over, so it was definitely a little frustrating. This one I eventually was able to get on by myself, so that was good. But yeah, I think this is a really beautiful jumpsuit. I like it a lot. Okay, and then the final piece is the one piece I didn't actually end up wearing. I was planning on wearing this to a wedding that I was working, but the wedding, like I said, got postponed, so I didn't actually get a chance to wear it. It's definitely something you could wear in everyday life if you wanted to. This is in this really beautiful kind of rust orange color. It's got lace around the sides, around like the sleeves, and then I loved that the pants had these beautiful lace details at the bottom. I wish I actually got a chance to wear this, but again, this was the item that we could not get the zipper closed. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna be able to zip this one up all the way on my own. I've been trying. I do truly believe that quality garments should be functional first and foremost. So if I, a single woman, cannot put this outfit on by myself, I therefore cannot wear it. So that for me is a design flaw. Look at this. And like, it for sure will close. It's pinned together at the top. I'm gonna just show you guys what it looks like without it all the way up. Oh my gosh, wait. Oh, I just got it. Oh my gosh. Oh. I do genuinely feel, especially when an item is priced at such a high price point, quality items, first and foremost, must be functional. But now that I have it on all the way, I do think this is stunning. These legs are gorgeous, stunning. Look at them. I love them. It is like a little, I think, long on me. Not to be weird, but there is like quite a bit of space here. But I actually think this is how you prevent the camel toe from happening, by having the crotch kind of lay a little bit longer than where your actual natural crotch sits. So I don't actually have a problem with this. But yeah, I love it's the pants for me. Like, it is these legs, they're gorgeous. And I wish I would have actually had an opportunity to wear this out in life. Honestly, I could totally wear this every day. This is like a perfect everyday piece for me. It does feel like a little dressy, but I think I can dress a little dressy on like the day-to-day. So this would work for me. I would just like throw on some heels or something. Or if I wanted to dress it down, I personally think you could totally wear some chunky white sneakers with this and it would look really cool. So now you've come with me on this experience for the last 3 months, so what are my final thoughts? Overall, I thought it was really fun to try out Nuuly. I was excited to be able to try a bunch of different brands that I otherwise probably would not be able to buy from, and I thought it was nice to be able to rent things, get new things in my wardrobe without having to spend the enormous price tag that it would have been to buy all of those items. I do think for me it would not be worth it to do all the time. I can see it being worth it to rent some items for occasions. I just didn't find myself reaching for the items that I rented from Nuuly to go into the office. I more often found myself wearing them to birthday parties or holiday celebrations, or just to like go out with friends on the weekends. So it for sure felt more like weekend wear than everyday wear for me. Also, I think it's really important to consider that sometimes you might order something and the quality is just not gonna be there. You may get broken, defective items. So it's definitely not a foolproof process. It's definitely lower risk because you're not buying those things, but it's for sure not foolproof. So in summary, I would say Nuuly's worth it if you're somebody who likes to try new trends, if you're somebody who goes to a lot of events, if you're somebody who has a lot of time to sit and really parse through everything on their website, to really sit there and narrow down to like the most specific thing that you're looking for, it might be worth it. If I were to give it out of 5 stars, I would rank it a solid 3. I think there are a lot of pros to a service like Nuuly, but I do think that the cons, particularly the quality control issues, kind of outweigh a lot of that. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you feel like you learned a little bit more about Nuuly and feel like you got an honest review about this service. Feel free to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and also feel free to subscribe down below if you haven't already. I make fashion related content. We're trying out tons of different things. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm also on Threads now, which by the way I'm loving. Alright, I think that's all I have for you guys now, so don't forget it costs absolutely nothing to be kind, so be kind to yourself and others. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!